Hello and welcome to Fab Tab. So tummy muscles, we're going to find the deep core muscles, and they're the muscles if you're ever aspiring to have a slightly flatter tummy. It's not good to have a flat tummy, okay, so we're not really designed to look like that. But if you really want to draw in and tone your tummy a little bit, it's the deep core muscles you need to work with. So we're going to find those today. And absolutely fabulous. Abs, Tab is Tabata, everyone's favourite. So just a few things to do, as we always do, 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest. And we're going to support our side planks today with the knees. Even if you know that side plank is your thing and you're an expert planker, I still would like you to use your knees today. Good, so let's come down if we're not sitting down already. And we're going to find the muscles that we want to work. Sometimes you can imagine that someone was going to, let's just go into a non-yoga world here, sort of punching you in the tummy and you're resisting a punch. But the best way actually is to just pop your hands sort of around the sides of your body. So just maybe heel of the hands resting on those ribs there, fingers facing forwards, and do a little cough. And you'll feel how those muscles kind of come in and tone. So do that a couple of times. Just feel that. Now add a little squeeze of your pelvic floor and a lift. So straight away, good, you can feel that action. Now try to do maybe 3 or 4 more, but without the physical sound of the cough. I'm going to ask you to try and find that support all the way through your practice today. So we'll just start by bringing softness and length to the muscles that we're going to spend our time firming up and shortening. So let's just begin to circle towards the right as we inhale, forwards, around to the left as we exhale. Really feel as if you're really giving your belly a nice little bit of a massage. So rather than thinking of leading with your chest, if you can imagine that it's your solar plexus area, the space just sort of at the top of the V of the ribs there that's leading the movement. Good. And then change direction, so inhale to the opposite side, exhale back. So you should feel that nice massage in the belly area. Good. Now come back to the centre, cat-cow, but from this position. We've got a little bit of a dip and a forward lean, so breathing in, come forwards. Exhale and really hollow out. Find that just a soft idea of the cough and the lift here. Breathe in, relax. Exhale, round. Imaginary cough and lift. Good. Two more. Last one. Come to the centre and your upright position. Good. So let's just bring the right hand to the floor. Take the left arm out and up. Inhale. Exhale over. Now hang out here. Reach through that top arm and really glue your left sitting bone down, your left hip down. As you begin to lengthen and become aware of the side waist, so the oblique muscles which we're going to target as well today. Breathe in, come up, and exhale, relax, other side. Good, breathe in, right arm out and up. Exhale, leaning into the left hand as you go over. Remember to avoid the right sitting bone lifting up, so really keep your right sitting bone glued. Reach through that top arm. It may be straight, it may be bent like mine. Good, we do the same thing, so breathe in, come up, exhale, relax. Good, now take your right hand a little bit further back. It's out to the side but back. Take the left arm out and up. Inhale and lean onto that back arm and spin your chest up to the sky. breathing, come up. Exhale, relax. Left hand out and then back. Right arm out and up, breathe in. And exhale, leaning into that back hand and spinning your chest up to the sky. So you've got a little bit of awareness of the obliques still, but also the muscles on the front of the belly. Beginning to lengthen and open. Breathing, come up and exhale, release. Good. So we're going to start just by bringing a little bit of awareness to the area that we're going to be working with before we go into our Tabata section. And so we're going to come back onto our back, semi-supine, so that's on your back, legs bent, feet flat on the floor. Good. So settle into your mat or whatever you're lying on. Your arms are down by your side, but if you need a little bit more sort of physical awareness of what's happening in the pelvis, you can have your hands resting on your hip points, okay, with your elbows relaxed down. Now the most important part about this is as you lift and you're applying that idea of the little cough, the squeeze and the lift, we're avoiding any other part of the body moving or swaying from side to side. So it's a tiny movement, so the smaller the range of movement, the more of a challenge it is. Okay, so don't feel that you're cheating yourself if you're only lifting your foot an inch off the floor, because that's all I'm asking you to do. Good. So let's squeeze, find that little cough. If you're not sure, you can always cough to find the muscles. Lift through the pelvic floor and notice how that starts to encourage your lower back to reach towards the mat. We're going to keep that sensation without allowing the back to arch away. Now all we're going to do is lift the right foot about 1 inch and then pop it back down. And then the left foot and pop it back down. Notice as you switch from side to side, it's quite easy to allow the muscles to kind of switch away from that support. So keep everything working as you move. I'm probably lifting a bit more than 1 inch, but it's not a big movement at all. If you want a little bit more of a challenge, make sure your lower back is starting to reach up and release from the floor. You can take your arms to 90 degrees, interlink your fingers so your index fingers are just facing up towards the ceiling. You're going to have to breathe a little higher up here because you're really putting a squeeze on the diaphragmatic area, so a little bit more of a challenge to breathe low down. If you want more of a challenge, you'll take your arms up, almost alongside the ears, but not so much that they start to encourage your back to release. So it's such a simple movement, but it's really surprising how challenging it can be. Good. One more on each side. And then if your arms are up, relax them down by your side. Good. Readjust your feet. Press up into bridge as you inhale. Exhale here. Just allow all the muscles we've just used to lengthen and soften. Take another huge inhale. And then release your way all the way back down onto your mat. Going back to that same movement, only rather than lifting the leg and keeping it bent, you've got the option to stretch it out so it's in a hover position. All right, a little bit more of a challenge, but we'll give it a go. If you want to repeat what we've just done, that's fine. Okay, so find that little squeeze on the belly muscles, the obliques, the big muscles of the belly, but the deep core muscles. Lifting through that pelvic floor. Choose your arm position, by the way, so you can start at 90 degrees and maybe transition to arms overhead, or start on the floor and maybe just move to 90 degrees. Good, so you're releasing the right foot about 1 inch. You're stretching the leg out, slow motion, so everything is done with really good control. Then the left. Just feel how when you touch down your foot, the muscles of the belly are quite happy to stop supporting you. Keep that support in place. Maybe transition, taking the arms up. What's happening with your lower back? It takes a lot of control and focus to keep other areas of the body quiet. Good. Next time you do your left leg, you're going to do one more on each side. Keep that squeeze. You might have a little bit of a shake going on now. Well done. Relax. Bring your arms back down if they're up. Readjust your feet about hip width. And come up to your bridge. Exhale while you're up. Let everything lengthen and open. Breathe in again. And exhale your way back down onto your mat. Brilliant. So we're going to come up. Get my little timer ready. I'm notoriously bad, if you remember, at counting and keeping time, so I might put this on a little stand today. So we're going to come onto our sides and we're going to work with side plank. So just to remind you, we're all going to have our knees down. Even if you know that you have the strength to hold side plank with the legs extended, I'd like you to have your knees down. You're going to come onto your elbow, so you might want to pad your elbow and just make a fist, a soft fist, so have the thumb at the base of the little finger. Elbow is under the shoulder. We're lifting up, keep your ear lifted from your shoulder rather than crunching down here. I just get my little timer going. Yay. So the movement is this, hands to the hip. We're just going to lift and lower. We've done it many times. So you lift and you lower. Lift and lower. So that's where we're working with. We're going to do 4 repetitions on this side and then 4 repetitions on the other side. Good, so set yourself up. You're lifting from here rather than pulling up from here. Okay, first 20 seconds. Here we go. Again, it's control. Remember those muscles that we found when we did that little cough and the pelvic floor? You'll notice if you engage those muscles how much more powerful and challenging the movement is. And relax. Good. So maybe just come up onto that hand, have a little kind of slouch down here to release the side waist. And we go again. There's absolutely no rush. Be careful you're not collapsing into this shoulder. Squeeze. So it isn't just a fluffy up and down movement. You're using the contraction of the muscles to support you. Good. And release. I'm going to roll my mat over because I've got my bony elbow. Have a nice little stretch. Good. Preparing for number 3 on this side. Here we go. Now, if you've got that support of the muscles, you can move a little bit more quickly. Good. 5 more seconds. So I'm getting quite warm now, keeping that really strong contraction in the belly. And release. Good, so you come up onto your hand and just allow this side to get nice and long. It's a nice release. Okay, last one on this side. Here we go. Up. Up. Squeeze. Remember to lift your pelvic floor as well. So variation of Vashisthasana plank pose, so side plank. Last 5 seconds. Squeeze. You can always cough if you're not sure. And release. Good. So swing around to the other side. So we're ready to go. Set yourself up. Elbow under the shoulder. And we're off. Up. Up. Keep that squeeze. Squeeze. And lift. 5 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Have that nice little release on the side waist again. And prepare for number 2 on this side. Off we go. So believe it or not, it is quite easy just to kind of flop up and down here. And you'd be using perhaps the back muscles. So we really want to engage the abdominal muscles. Good, and release, and open. I like that. That's a nice stretch. Okay, number 3 on this side, so just one more to go after this. Off we go. So we're using the oblique muscles here quite a lot. So they're the muscles that come around the sides. 3, 2, 1. Well done. So just one more to do on this side. That feels better and better every time I do it. Okay, here we go. Last one. Lifting up and out of this supporting shoulder. Nice gap between your ear and your shoulder so your neck is still nice and long. Press and squeeze. Squeeze and press. Lift. And release. Well done. Good. Have that nice little stretch. Sorry. And I just come to a seated position for a moment. And we'll just wave from side to side. So right hand down, left arm over. Come up. Other side. Keep that sitting bone grounded down. Glued to your mat. Just bring the length back into those side abdominals. One more on each side. Well done. So now we come to side plank again. This time we're trying to bring a little oblique crunch. So we're still trying to work with those side muscles. We're looking to have the top leg straight this time. So I'll just quickly demonstrate for you. You can again roll your mat up. I'm definitely going to do that. So your start position is as it was before. And then we're just going to stretch out the top leg. Hand behind the head. So you'll lift up here and you'll stay up and you'll elbow to knee without this kind of underneath bounce. So keep the top body up by squeezing and lifting through here as much as squeezing and bringing the knee and elbow together here. All right, we're going to do 4 repetitions of those and then we'll bring the knees back together and we'll do a little twist. So we do 4 side planks, 4 twists, and then we'll switch to the other side. So 8 times on one side, but split into 2 different groups. Good. So let's find our position. Set yourself up. Going back to the first side you worked with. Good. Stretching out the top leg. Hand behind the head. Get ready to press yourself up. Okay. Good, and release, off we go. Squeeze, so there's a little bit of an idea of elbow and knee coming towards each other, but without your underneath hip crashing into the floor. Well done. You can press your head lightly into your hands as well, because that engages the abdominals too, and release. So you might like to stretch out this side, you might just like to have a breather. Prepare again. Here we go. Number 2 on this side. Up you come. Off you go. If you find this too much, then you can keep both knees down and just kind of curl in towards the side waist with your elbow. Okay? That's fine. And relax. Good. Take a breather. Maybe up, maybe down. Off we go again. Number 4, squeeze. So I have done this for some of you before with both legs straight, but we're really focusing on the muscular contraction here. So make sure you've still got that with you as you move. I have. Good. One more to go on this side with this movement. Okay, up we come. Here we go. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. So 10 more seconds. And then we work the same side, but we do that little twist. And relax, good. Ooh, don't know about you, but my elbow's feeling it, so I'm going to have another roll of padding. So both knees bent again, so we come back to where we started. So coming up, lift up, reach through. Keeping your hips lifted as you reach. Back behind you for something that's just, and reach, look back where your hand's going, and relax. Well done. Breathe. Okay, number 2. Here we go. Coming up, reach up with that top arm. Good, bring it across and underneath and back behind you. Be careful you're not just letting your hips drop down as you do that. So keep the hips lifted as you reach back. Good, 5 more seconds. And rest, so halfway. Good. Well done. I think we're doing okay here. Number 3 on this side, the only thing that's giving me jip, you know that word is my elbow. Here we go. Reach, so follow your arm and your hand with your gaze. Slow it down if it can, it's a bit disorientating, and release. Good, one more to do. Keep smiling, but remember the squeeze, the cough, and the lift. Off we go, last one. So you really need to think about the squeeze on the underneath side, so it's not tempted to just drop to the floor. Watch that underneath ear, lift away from the shoulder, and release. Well done. Good, so spin around to the other side. We've got that nice little crunch to do first. Set yourself up, hand behind the head, top leg straight, up you come. Squeeze, 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 good. There'll be a little bit of movement of your hips back, but we don't just want to dip to bring the elbow knee together. It's more about the squeeze on the sideways to enable us to do that. Good, one done already. Good, number 2 coming up. Good, set yourself up. Remember you can do the alternative, I just remind you, as a squeeze, just dipping the elbow towards the side waist. Trying your best to stop the underneath hip sort of dropping as you do that. Good. And rest. Good, well done. So that's 2 out of 4, halfway. Here we go. Top leg straight if you're working in the full version. Hand behind the head, pressing the head lightly into the hands. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Good. Good. Watch that underneath shoulder, you're not collapsing down into it. And rest. Well done. Whew. Whew. Last one. Here we go, of these. Up you come. And begin. Keep smiling. And well done. So remember, we're coming back to both legs bent with that nice little twist. Top arm reaches up, then underneath and behind you. Here we go. Up and twist. Up and twist. Follow your gaze, and you're reaching just past the comfortable place. So as if there's something that is literally just out of reach. Squeeze. And squeeze and release. Yay, just 3 more to do. Let your side waist just lengthen and soften. Set yourself up. Number 2, here we go. Good, a few more seconds. Last one. And rest. think that was number 3. Lost count again. We'll say it was number 3. Okay, prepare for number 4. Ooh, here we go. Up and through. So you're pressing the floor away with your supporting arm. You're lifting up out of the shoulder. And release. Well done. So, if you know that was only number 3, feel free to pause me and do that one more time. Otherwise, come back to the seated position and we'll do that little lengthening movement again. Good, so right hand to the floor, breathe in, left arm out and up. Over you go. This time let the arm follow you up. Little tap of the hands together, like you're gently tapping that hand to the floor, pushing it away. Well done. One more to each side. Good, come up, breathe in and exhale. Just interlink your hands behind you and just open through the chest here. Lift the chin and a little bow down. Soften the elbows. So you're bending your elbows a little bit. You can release the heel of the hands so your palms are open. Just a little bit of awareness of a release through the arms and shoulders before coming back up for our next little movement together. So I'll just show you what we're going to do. Again, we're lying down, which might be good for you, a good place to work from. So we're going to cross, in this instance, left leg on top of right. Okay. And we're going to either arms by your side, 90 degrees, or up and overhead. Notice you have to work much harder to keep your lower back stabilised with the arms up and over. And we're going to bring the knees in with control. So it's kind of a bit more oomph than we did right at the beginning where we were just lifting one foot and then the other. If you want to go a little further, you'll use the squeeze to lift your tailbone up. Alright, so that's what you'll do, you'll lift the tailbone. Now that is through the action of the tummy muscles and not just the momentum of swinging your legs. So again, it's not a big lift, 1 to 2 inches of your tailbone lifting up off your mat. Okay, just need my little timer where I can see it as I'm lying down. So we're going to do this 4 times with the left leg on top and then 4 times with the right leg on top. So 8 times in total for your belly muscles. Alright, so choose your arm position. You may want to start with your arms by your side. Otherwise, cross left leg on top of right as we prepare to go for this final little Tabata movement. Okay, here we go. Squeeze, lift, cough. So for me, this is quite a challenging movement, as you can hear. Quite a challenge to speak on that contraction that lifts the tailbone up. Go down, relax. Maybe stretch out, arms up and overhead. Big breath here. Good. Prepare to go again. Okay, same thing again. Squeeze and lift. Squeeze and lift. Well done. Last few. Good, and relax. Maybe have that nice little stretch out. Huge inhale. Good, go again, left leg on top, number 3. Okay, so here we go. So just to remind you, your arms aren't so far back behind you that they're resting on the floor. You're holding them in the air. So you can work as I am, or you can tap your foot down. Okay, so that's a little bit more of a challenge now, as you have to really work to avoid the back arching up. And rest, well done. Maybe have a stretch again, a breather. Last one on this side, here we go. Left leg over right, and we begin again. So as you return, the big toe to the mat, really keep that support through the tummy and the pelvic floor so your back stays as close to the mat as it can. You know, if you're not doing that, focus on that. Notice how that changes the sort of dynamics of the movement. Well done. Have a stretch and a breath. Come back, right leg on top of left. So if you want to work more gently, I'll just remind you, arms by your side, lift the knees and just do a little squeeze of the knees in and away. Maybe bring the toe tap. So the tailbone doesn't have to lift at all. Focusing on what the lower back's doing as well. And release. Open the body so that all those muscles you've used, squished and contracted, get long. Same side again, right leg on top. Choose your arm position. Maybe go back to lifting the tailbone. Maybe you're not quite tapping the foot down yet, or maybe you are. Squeeze. And relax. Well done. 2 down, 2 to go, I think. Let's count again. Okay, here we go. Right leg on top. Choose your arm position. So it's the squeeze of these deep core muscles that are drawing the knees into the chest. Side abdominals also helping to stabilize the lower back. And those deep core muscles also helping to lift the tailbone. And release. Well done. 1 more to go. Have a lovely long stretch. That might have been a bit longer than 20 seconds. Apologies for that. Okay, last one. I'll check the clock. Off we go. Squeeze. Well done. And release. Great work. Brilliant. Stretch your legs out. And just kind of let your legs be really floppy. Maybe bounce them up and down. Maybe bend the legs and just kind of let the knees drop in and out. So these muscles here, your psoas muscles, your hip flexors as well, are going to just relax a little bit. And your belly. Good. Coming back to bridge pose just to open and release. So we'll lift up and down. We'll hold the first one. So we're going to inhale on the floor. Exhale as we lift. Inhale. Exhale, come down. Good, let's just flow now. Inhale on the floor. Exhale, lift. Inhale down. Exhale, lift. Inhale down. Exhale, lift. Inhale down. Exhale, lift. Good, slowly return to the floor. Just continuing to think about strength and awareness, so strengthening the back of the body as well. So hook your left ankle over your right leg, coming up into bridge. So we're keeping that strong engagement again to stabilise the hips. What we want is to keep the hips level with each other so that the hip that's unsupported isn't dropping towards the mat. So inhale on the floor, exhale coming up. We're just going to hold this posture now, so find that strong contraction, maybe arms on the floor, maybe 90 degrees, maybe coming back behind you. Keep all of your concentration on the abdominal area, pelvic floor, the supporting foot and the back of your supporting leg. Release your arms first if they're up, and then slowly come back down. Uncross, stretch out your legs. Well done, other side. Here we go. So cross the right leg over the left. Same deal again. So you've got support through your left foot, spread your toes. Your glutes are working also, remember your buttock muscles are working here, and your back muscles, but still using those internal muscles, those internal abdominal muscles to help us lift and stay supported in that up position. So inhale, exhale to lift. So pelvic floor is involved. Side obliques, you can do that little cough again if you like, just to find that engagement. Maybe release the arms. If as you release your arms, everything starts to get a bit wobbly, come back to where they were, just to support you. Back of that left leg strong as well. And then slowly return to the mat. Well done. Uncross the leg. Stretch the legs out. Arms up and over. Breathe in. Stay here as you breathe out. It's good. We're just going to cross the left ankle on top of the right. Good. We're going to slide the legs over to the right. So you've got already a little boomerang shape with the lower body. Hold on to your left wrist with your right hand and draw your right hand over. And you can also walk your body round a little bit, but I'd like you to make sure that your back is still on the mat and you haven't tipped over onto your right side. Breathe into the left side of your body, right side of your body. So maybe you're breathing into the left ankle all the way up the outside of the left leg, over the left side waist, over the left ribs, the armpit, along the arm, maybe even beyond the left fingers. A couple of really big breaths here. On your next exhale, just relax. Make your way back to the center, so maybe upper body first. Relax your arms, uncross your top leg from your underneath leg and come back to the center. So this time right leg on top of left, and then just let your legs slide over to the left a little bit. And so your hips are kind of staying where they are. So if you imagine your legs like a pendulum, they're swinging over to the left. Arms are up. You're holding the right wrist with the left hand. And so we get that extra release. We're going to walk the upper body a little bit more round to the left. Keeping the back of both, keeping your shoulder blades on your mat, the back of both shoulders as much as you can. Gently pulling on that right wrist with the left hand. So you get the sensation of, maybe it does feel like a slight and gentle pulling sensation even on the side body. So imagine you're breathing in through that right ankle, all the way up the outside of the right leg, around the outside of the left hip, right hip, up the right side waist, into the armpit, the arm, the wrist, and maybe even beyond the fingers. And as you exhale, you can retrace that journey all the way down, but notice how that softens and opens the whole side of your body. And again. Well done. So bringing your upper body back to more of a sort of central position. Relax your arms, uncross the top leg, bring it back to the centre, let your other leg follow, and then bend your legs, feet as wide as the mat. I'd like you just to take your arms to wherever they'd like to be, so just relax your arms and start to windscreen wiper the knees from side to side. So quite often when we do this little movement, our attention is on the knees, because that's the kind of they're the words that we use, take your knees from side to side. So your attention may be constantly in that place. I'd like you to draw your awareness up to your hips, and now notice your hips moving from side to side. And now take your attention to your belly. Notice your belly moving from side to side. And maybe your head is joined in too, so perhaps your head's going to the right while your knees and your belly and your hips go to the left. Good. Come back to the centre. Let's just tent the knees for a moment and bring one hand to the belly, one hand to the heart. And just let everything that you've been using relax. So relax your pelvic floor. Relax those little coughing muscles so your obliques, let them be really soft. And feel the gentle rise and fall of your belly under your hands as you inhale and exhale. Let your lower back melt down towards the floor. Just take 3 more breaths here. And bring the hand that's at the heart on top of the other hand that's on the belly. And just be aware of your absolutely fabulous abs here. So you kind of deserve that personal praise because of the effort you've committed today to strengthening and toning this area of the body. As I remind you, it isn't just about physical strength here. This area gives you huge emotional support when it's strong. So great to have this with you when on or off your mat. Well done. So separate the knees and heel toe your feet a little closer. Make your way up, perhaps just rocking on your spine. Bring your hands together at your heart centre. So as always, and with gratitude for your time, thank you for sharing it with me. Till the next time, namaste.